The morning of my wedding buzzed with a mix of nerves and excitement. Friends hurried through the house, fixing last-minute details. My suit hung neatly, the ring secure inside its velvet box. The photographer moved from corner to corner, snapping laughter, smiles, and fleeting anxious glances. Everything felt flawless, until a knock echoed at the door. A courier stood outside, holding a plain brown package. No sender, no return address, just my name scrawled across the top. Curiosity tugged at me. I signed, carried it inside. My best man teased. Probably surprise from your bride. But the box felt wrong, too heavy, too serious. I waited until the room was empty before peeling back the lid. Inside was a bundle of photographs bound with a rubber band. My hands shook as I lifted the first one. Emily, my bride, but not alone. She was laughing with another man, her hand pressed against his chest. I flipped to the next, then the next, each more damning. Restaurants, hotels, her car, each image sliced deeper. My stomach knotted, my breath caught. At the bottom, a note in messy handwriting. You deserve the truth, better now than later. My chest pounded as the room tilted. Could this be real? Could Emily have lied, betrayed everything? I replayed our memories, every laugh, every promise, trying to reconcile them with the evidence burning in my hands. But denial had no footing. The proof was right there. Hours later, Emily arrived, glowing as if nothing were wrong. She kissed me softly, asked if I was ready for our forever. I couldn't speak. Not yet, not with a storm thrashing inside me. I slipped the box out of sight, masking my face though my insides burned. Guests began to fill the hall. Flowers lined the aisle. Music floated through the air, light and warm. But in my pocket, the photographs pressed against me like stones. Each step toward the altar grew heavier. Then Emily appeared, radiant, breathtaking, the picture of purity. Gasps rose from the room. They saw beauty. I saw betrayal. The vows began. Her voice was steady, sweet, full of promise. But I barely heard her. When it came to my turn, I hesitated, then reached into my pocket. Gasps filled the room as I scattered the photos across the floor. Guests bent to gather them, whispers swelling into shouts. Emily's face drained of color, her eyes wide with shock and dread. I met her gaze, my voice steady but sharp as ice. You wanted forever, but couldn't give me honesty. The hall dissolved into chaos. Families shouting, trying to contain the storm. Emily broke into sobs, begging, pleading for me to listen. But I turned, walking alone down the aisle. My heart ached, but it was firm. That box had destroyed everything, but it had also saved me. Saved me from years of deception, from living blind in shadows. Outside, the air was sharp, clean. My phone buzzed endlessly with calls and messages. I ignored them all. I just kept walking into a future I hadn't imagined, but one I could face with truth. The box hadn't been a curse. It was freedom. And as I left the wreckage of that wedding behind, I stepped forward into a beginning I hadn't asked for, yet somehow knew I needed.